afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only, master of propaganda, your only sanctioned source of communist entertainment. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. In the north it is VonIvan fighting for the Soviet Union, socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 13th Tank Corps charging ahead here for the Red Army, looking to shatter the fascist lines under the command here of Paul A.D., fighting for the Oberkommando West Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 7th Panzerdivision with Overwatch, Doctrine, Firestorm, and Elite Armored with infantry, medical supply, and seasoned hunters, that is Jaeger bulletins. So Overwatch looking a bit more likely, but obviously not necessarily a given. Special Rifle Command start here for Fernando with the conscripts, and we also get Tank Hunter tactics. So likely some mixed strategy here from VonIvan, with at least the conscript is likely going to be there for the anti-tank package, which we have seen players actually use quite effectively, with all those grenade assaults against them pull off. We've got Sturm Pioneers rushing ahead, looking to disrupt VonIvan's push towards the western cemetery. This basically goes off usual player patterns. North player goes for the cemetery with the fuel. South player goes for the locking area in the south with the fuel there. So that's kind of how it usually goes. And so, of course, if you know those patterns, that's all you know, well, how can you disrupt that? And for example, that's what the Overwatch wants to do. Well, I really messed up even the basic word do there. That's my fault. Anyways, comes they're being pushed back by the Sturm Pioneers. It's a good opening start there with Paul A.D. And a quick reminder to like, subscribe, and share if you like what I do, you know. And if you do subscribe, press the bell button to be more likely to be reminded I've got videos out. Otherwise, YouTube is a bit silly. Got full service engineers. Penal troops following up there as well. 4 for 9. So likely again, heavy penal trooper build, but again, through the contra with the anti-tank rifles, he doesn't have to upgrade the penal troopers with anti-tank rifles, freeing them up to just murder infantry. And we got the scout car on the way there, so for VonIvan, so a bit of this and that out here in the early game. Sandbags up here, and of course a unit otherwise in the east occupying here as well, seizing the logging area fuel. Very good there. Penal troopers going up there with the SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle. Penal troops there catching the Sturm Pioneers, laying down the Schuhmine. Of course, have to stay at a safe distance, but otherwise should be able to beat them easily at a good medium distance. And the Sturm Pioneers' DPS drops off markedly, even at mid-range, compared with the Pentagon with the assault rifles, which actually have better DPS overall sort of mid-range. The Sturm Pioneers' assault rifles are much more short-range focused, so a bit of a reminder there. Truck on the way there for Paul A.D. and we got Overwatch here, so Jaeger's very much in on tap there. Goliaths could also happen, and of course howitzers. M3A1 out there for VonIvan. Engineers backing up as well. They're likely to pop the penal troops inside, at least for now. And we got minesweepers up here, obviously worried about Paul A.D. laying down mines, which could, you know, derail his scout car, if not straight up blow it to bits. Folks, they're retreating immediately in the face of the penal troops inside the scout car. Bit of a development there they cannot handle without a Panzerfaust, and Paul A.D. having not gone for a Panzerfaust doctrine, thus has no anti-tank rifle grenades to deal with that. Truck out here, likely going to be a mechanized regiment. He could go for the battle group headquarters though, that would mean faster Panzerfaust, but he's likely going to go for the look sort of at least, or maybe a Puma. So we'll have to see what follows up from there. Folks, go Sturm Pioneers saying northwards, using the southern nations there. Very good, very good. More penal troops on the way there for VonIvan. And there you go, going for the carve point. Again, he can't easily defend against. He's going to have to like amass a lot of infantry to be able to fight back against the scout car without anti-tank weapons. There we go. Mechanized regiment up there for Paul A.D. and the German army is going straight at it. Sturm Pioneers, well, I can actually damage it quite well, but they still have to get close without, you know, getting focused down, which is usually the tricky bit. Another option actually go for double Sturm Pioneers, but that's currently not like super amazing in a lot of cases. But double Sturm Pioneers can actually very quickly take down a scout car. So a little note there. They're obviously getting expensive manpower, and obviously has a lot of other backsides to it. But it is fun until the Sturm Pioneers get murdered. Folks are moving up there. People just falling back. Scout car there down to half health. Bit of bad fourth here in the early game. So Overwatch versus Tank Hunters. Folks the skirmishing as well there. Have access to the Panzerfaust as soon as that mechanized regiment gets the last bit sort of laid up. More penals on the way there for VonIvan and the 13th Tank Corps. Sturm Pioneers trying to come up with the Fulks is going to try and push into the cemetery again to grab the fuel there. Penal troops are quickly to block off that movement, at least disrupt it. But we got a lot of VonIvan or Paul A.D.'s troops there firing away. Comes coming in there, quick right here. And Jaegers have arrived there for Paul A.D. and the 7th Panzerdivision. So using the road point here, and 3rd penal troop squad almost down there for VonIvan. Bit more to go for it at the conscript PTRS package. Folks retreating there. Reinforcing. quiet here as both players are contemplating the next move. Well, in this case, VonIvan going straight for the eastern fuel point. Paulie basically cannot easily deal with the scout car at the moment, which basically means VonIvan is sort of dictating most of the movement on the map here, and it's making it easier for VonIvan to basically sort of control Paulie and just keep him contained within a small area. Ooh, saddle charge there. Gets a actually a couple kills there, basically trying to punish Paulie for bunching up his troops too much. It's a big push here. He's close to the looks, but again, he could be forced to go for the Puma. We'll have to see what it ends up with here. We're going straight for the victory. Pointing out if he's not trying to go for the fuel pot. Maybe not directly, of course. There's a potential he might try and flank behind that way, trying to cut off the retreat path of the scout car here. Constantly holding out inside the house here. No upgrades yet, though, of course, they're close to being able to be upgraded here. Penals from the tank from the other side. Jaeger's there with 2 kills so far. Folks are joining in. Sturmpanzer's being about. He's looking to push, I think, for the cemetery now, trying to basically outmaneuver VonIvan. But VonIvan, of course, is having none of that. He's racing ahead with the scout car. Closing on the looks. Jaeger's retreated already, taking too much damage there from all of VonIvan's forces. And there you go, Fult's coming is routed. Plumes are reinforcing. Medic's almost done there for VonIvan. And ends up retreating from there as well. I think that might have been a misclick or some order didn't go up through properly. That can happen. Paulie there committing to the looks like the Aufklärungspanzer based off the Panzer II chassis, which overall saw a lot of usage of it because it was actually just a chassis that was actually not really meant for war, but sort of more of a training thing, sort of get an idea of how tanks worked and were produced. But they end up, you know, at the start of the war having a bunch of Panzer IIs, Panzer Is, and not enough Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs, and so they had to make use of the Panzer IIs to, you know, fill up gaps. And it still was stuck with a lot of chassis. There's sort of a lot of smaller variants sort of made throughout the war, sort of, you know, keep going with that. The looks, I think, was sort of the final one there. Units are getting shot at and retreated, though. And there we go. Conjugate package ready there for VonIvan. Paulie the other's got barely in the map. Of course, this is a really dangerous situation. So on a map like Crossroads, there's more resources. He can rapidly fall behind VonIvan in terms of fuel, and that's going to be really bad. I mean, right now we've got 48 versus 4. I mean, that's more than a 10 times. In fact, it's a 12 times difference in resources. And it's really only possible on a map like Crossroads. I think also Nexus, where the map is basically so much larger in terms of resource points. So bit of a rough situation here for Paulie D. He's going to have to quickly get past this, otherwise again it's going to quickly turn ugly. But there you go, folks. Negative card, they're getting shot. We've got South Charge off. They need to retreat soon. Oh, he could almost blow up his own men there, I was about to say there before the South Charge went off. Can't pursue here due to the scout car blocking here with the anti-tank rifle inside, but even then it's going to push away. Almost got the Pumas on the out, still go for it. Yep, he's going for it. The guy comes in the way, but they can't pursue. Got the scout car as well there. No, he's not going to go for the Pumas and finish them off. They don't miss opportunity. I think they were appalled, but I can't understand the hesitation. But even then, if he'd been able to wipe that, been really bad there for VonIvan. Catastrophic even. And he's actually hiding there in the wreckage of the burning scout car. Pretty cheeky there. And we got more Jaegers out there for Paulie D to put more pressure there on VonIvan's troops. Luke's being hauled over here for repairs by the Sturmpanzer's position of fuel point. Paulie D striking back here for the 7th Panzer Division, that's the 13th Tank Corps, and he's wrecking the scout car to ensure Paulie D can't salvage it for a bit of extra fuel. Good move there. Tank command up, can rush out T-70, or VonIvan could be feeling really bold, go straight for the Tank Mechanized Armor Company and push for T-34s. That could also be a potent move here versus Paulie D. Folks move straight for the cemetery, of course. Note here, Paulie D is not losing any time, just push ahead across the field. Some players will actually just end up dithering here, and they actually made a big push against their opponents, sort of forced them off the field, but then failed to secure any territory, at which point they've actually not really done a lot. So that's quite crucial there. Constantly hunting out there, and a sort of good ambush down there. Looks at the close range, can actually do a lot of damage with the anti-tank grenades, but in this case, though, VonIvan kind of blew it, but yeah, we have seen players who are able to do some serious damage with such an assault there. At which point they've been able to like almost take out an Austrian with the same process. There you go, constantly push back here. Folks, they're going for the push for the car point here, fighting for the fuel as well. They got Pumas blocking the way, but of course without anti-tank rifles, they are powerless against the might of the Lux. Leichte Aufklärungspanzer. Jaeger Sturmpanzers of the Pumas was hit by the entrance. Also got mines out there, probably in anticipation of trying to, you know, raid into the space of the Lux. Good work here. Pumas was taking heavy damage from the autocannon. There goes South Charge off, blowing apart some parts of the cemetery there. Nothing quite a bit like a bit of desecration. South Charge on the Fulton there as well. VonIvan is really popping out of satchel charges. Very cheeky play there, very cheeky, but that does fit the MO of VonIvan. And in particular, it's good at sort of punishing players who sort of are a bit overtaxed or blobbing about. Or just, you know, you're just hoping to get lucky with it. And he's hiding out there again. Mechanized armor company up, so that's exactly what's VonIvan going to do. Again, very potent move. Again, he's got the fuel lead. So it's probably the best way to compensate for some of the earlier losses he's just had here versus Paulie D, who's going to need anti-tank weapons to stop this. He's going for the Puma. That can fend off against the T-3476, but if he gets many more than that, the Puma will fall behind. And long-term, Paulie D obviously should be going for the sharp-punted quarters and some actual panzers. MG3 following up to help put pressure on VonIvan's infantry. Very good choice there. Very good choice. Jaegers there ambushing. Opening up with their Carnot TKs and their scoped G43 and the Pumas they're pushing ahead there for VonIvan in the Red Army. Constantly moving ahead here with anti-tank rifles. Puma almost done there for Paulie D. Infantry moving up through the centre. Jaegers on watch as well. 18 kills ready to do that is actually quite impressive there. Followed there by the western fuel point there in the cemetery. Luke's moving up. We got the Puma joining in. Anti-tank rifles landing a few good hits on the Luke's. About to call the Puma, but the Puma's arriving. Push up the eastern side. Good move there. VonIvan getting closer there to the T-3476. Puma moving up here for the center. MG-44 moving to back up there. Good push by Paulie D here versus VonIvan. Could split his remaining territories in half, and there you go. Pumas there being absolutely cut to ribbon here by the Lux and the Volksgrenadiers. Noting no munitions there being expended so far, and upgrading the Volksgrenadiers with the Sturmgewehr 44. Another self-charge off there for VonIvan. Blowing apart a house, but not getting that MG-34 out of commission. Getting closer to the T-3476, but there's still some time here for VonIvan to get it. Getting the eastern fuel bomb's going to help, and there's been certainly some aggressive swings in how many resources either side is getting. Previously, VonIvan was getting almost, well, he was practically getting all the fuel, and now it's Paulie D who's starting to get all of the fuel there compared to his opponent. Certainly an interesting fight in that regard. Puma opening out the engineers. Big push here towards the east of the gauge that Puma pushed it back. And of course also defend the supply line here for the southern fuel point. Focusing down the filters there by the Cough, wanting to cover. A bit of a bad move there. Paulie D wasn't paying attention. And getting a white on this is actually pretty big for VonIvan. It's going to help him sort of push back on the field. He's got the fuel now. He's almost got the manpower as well for the T-3476. Which point, of course, he still has to be watchful of the Puma, but it should at least be more manageable for VonIvan to help deal with all of Paulie D's other stuff, including the Lukes. Winding off here, but then Years are basically taking more damage while they're doing so. That's a bit of a bad call there by VonIvan, to put it mildly. A bit of weak unit preservation there, so I'll charge off here. Oh! MG-34 gets out of there right before the entire thing collapses like a house of cards that just got blown apart. T-3476 on the way there. VonIvan is starting to suffer some losses there. He's down to just the penal troops and conscripts, no engineers, no nothing else. So he's going to have to rely on that T-3476 bailing out of this. Otherwise, VonIvan is going to be in some very deep gulag. Comes there being pushed back by the Looks out in the open. They are a bit easy targets there for the autocannon wielding reconnaissance tank. No, there's actually a similar version to the looks of similar reconnaissance tank, actually based off the Czechoslovakian Panzer 38T, which actually looked very similar to it, but just obviously based on the Panzer 38T chassis, but also the turret was more similar to that of the 222. It tends to get talked up about a lot less, but you know, it existed. And they're actually made, I think, in roughly the same numbers as well. It's a fun fact there. Even more fun fact, there was actually one Lux in like 1945 that actually received the Puma turret. And so it was sort of like a tiny reconnaissance tank in that sense. Little fun note there. Going there for the cemetery fuel again. We got the T-3476 out. If you can ambush the Puma and catch it, this is a good spot. You can push it away. But also the problem is with the T-3476 Puma, sort of match up. The Puma has better range and is good speed, so you can sort of just keep kiting the T-3476, staying at a safe distance, whereas the T-34 is going to struggle to catch up with it. Now, of course, if the T-34 can somehow negate the speed or range advantage, it will beat the Puma. But again, if it can't, the Puma wins usually. That or, you know, the player using the Puma has to be a bit of a putz, which is also a possibility. Jaegers moving in, but they're getting flanked. We've got the infantry holding control of VonIvan. That's going to help a lot. And Jaegers, they're getting crushed beneath the turrets of the T-34s from 6. Got 6 kills on that one. Very good. Seizing the western fuel point. Looks hanging back, and we got the Puma hanging down. Needed some repairs. Engineers following up there for VonIvan to assist with repairing his tank, because otherwise he's got no way of fixing up the T-34s from 6. And more engineers would be a good idea than just one engineer squad, to be honest. Double penals as the looks. Half feet of T2. And there go Polity with a schwerer Panzerhauptquartier, setting up to defend the victory point in the eastern fuel point. Constant moving ahead. They might actually be able to disrupt this, since only one Academy defending this. Of course, it depends if requires that VonIvan sees and immediately isn't disrupted, but if he does see it, that's going to be bad news for Paulie here, because again, he's got absolutely bugger all defending it. Of course, if VonIvan can't get anything in time to deal with it, it's not going to matter much. And it does seem to be the case here that VonIvan is nothing in the vicinity to actually deal with this. So the Schwer Panzer quarters will actually be able to go up there. There will be a bit of damage, which could allow them VonIvan to follow up with something to destroy it, you know, more permanently. But it was a close one. It is a close one there. So there goes to pull back the consequence. In fact, they're likely to get murdered now. Or he's using the bait to get close enough to pull off a satchel charge here. In this case, it didn't pan out there for VonIvan. It was a close one. I can understand the intent, but sometimes these things just don't pan out. And you've needs to get away. The T-34 was taken out here already. Didn't get repaired. And now with the pull him out to finish it off. And the T-34 goes down there. A tactical win there for Paulie, leaving VonIvan now bit in a tight spot again. He just lost the counter squad and the T-34 in his 6. And he has nothing to show for it, so that's kind of bad and pretty good news there for Paulie D. Pretty good news. Looks very close to Veteran 2. Puma moving about there. 7 kills, Veteran 2-1. 22 kills on the Jaegers. Slowly approaching another T-34. Next got that incendiary grenade, pushes back the Pumas over here. Almost got the rogue point in the west, but also falls back because, well, they got nothing to stop that light tank with. Jaegers advancing for the center. In these, we've got engineers for the MD-34 support posting against the Volkskunde East. Another T-34, 76 for VonIvan. Going for the call on there with the Jaegers. Aggressive player Paulie D, which is very good to see. And then looks charging it straight at the penal troops. They're exposing its rear armor, which, you know, wouldn't matter if the penal troops can actually deal damage to it. They can't. Sees the western fuel point there. Kidman moving up here for Paulie D's got another kit. No, cancels it. Instead goes for Oberstdorf, who more pressure than VonIvan's infantry. Not a bad pick. Though, of course, the signal Kidman who would be helpful as the T-34 about to hit him. VonIvan here struggling with Paulie D's relentless pressure and assaults. A lot of harassment as well. There's again thumbs up to Paulie D there. Oberstdorf squad almost done, and second T-34 they're mobilized for VonIvan and the Red Army. Flares go off there. Jaegers versus the penal troops, and more importantly, the T-34 76. Quickly racking there with a volume of fire they cannot withstand, and here in the center, consequence of the Jaegers. 24 kills, approaching Veteran 3. That's going to have to retreat there, I think. See with the T-34 moving in. And there you go. Not a Kenmo to the rescue, actually. I thought that was the Puma briefly, because I couldn't quite see it there. The Puma on the hand is moving in from the other side. 7 kills there. All of a sudden moving up there, LMG 34 on the way. A Kenmo for almost taking out. If you could steal that, it'd be great for finale here versus Paulie D, but that opportunity evaded his grasp. Like something very slippery, covered in grease. Pumas moving westwards here. We've got Volkskunde and heavy cover, noting still no upgrades there for Paulie D's Volkskunde. Back in base for VonIvan, nothing happening there, and Paulie D connect to go for the Panzer IV soon. Or Paulie D could decide to be extra cheeky and go for a Panther, or he could be a bit bananas and try and go for a King Tiger. That I think I'd give VonIvan an optimal chance of maybe stage recovery then. He blew up more of his own there with the Santa Chat, and they did it there with Paulie D's Volkskunde. But he did get the wipe, Come on, we killed 2 of our own to kill 2 of theirs. Excellent. I call that a good exchange. You were never good at math, were you? Yet. Looks again into the penal troopers there. T-34-6 for the Fultz Grenadiers. Just reinforcing healing. He's going to have to hold out for somehow. We got more contras out there. Likely going to go for more anti-tank packages, I guess. For more anti-tank rifles. I mean, that's an interesting strategic move there by VonIvan in the longer game. Just add more anti-tank rifles.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
I mean, it's certainly bold, and we got sector assault here from Paulie D. Puma, though, taking him down from the T-34-6, and of course, the conscripts. Okay, now they're getting host. In sending out pit rounds could allow him a chance to sort of do more damage here versus Paulie D. In fact, he could still take out the Puma with it, because I don't think he's quite realised the possibility here. Will VonIvan do that, though? Yep. And would Paulie D realise what's about? And there you go, he does pop away there, otherwise that would have been pretty great for VonIvan. Just being pinned down there by German air support there. The Stukas keep roaming about up here, filming in, getting pinned down immediately, though. And there you go, gets so close to the conscripts with anti-tank rifle grenades, and they pummel the looks into the dirt, but not quite enough there. We got a Panther on the way there for Paulie D, and the 7th Panzer Division Conflict going ahead there with anti-tank rifles, trying to take out their looks and get the looks. That certainly helped there for VonIvan. Main gun out increases chances, and there we go, the looks explodes. Combust. T-34-6 receiving most needed repairs. Still, Paulie D's control most of the map there, and certainly of most of the resources now. He's getting 42 fuel per minute, whereas VonIvan's only getting 13. Moving ahead there, Panther almost down there for Paulie D and the 7th Panzer Division 13th Tank Corps is trying to get more tanks, but the Germans, very aggressive and I would say skillful fuel harassment, is making it much harder for VonIvan to get that necessary fuel. I mean, to tactically again, Paulie's executing something quite well then, so and also cheating, just denying VonIvan all the resources. Again, crucially the fuel, because if VonIvan can build up, sufficient critical mass of T-34s and 6s, Paulie D could actually be in trouble. In particular, since he doesn't have access to the Yachty. Anyways, trying on the way there, that's likely to be the Battle Group headquarters. Might be sending out there for a long-term plan now of the King Tiger. Jägers routing the Strafniki, and there you go, constantly up there, 7 kills, ace level. Panther 4 charging ahead. Gets a bit too close there, perhaps. No armoured side skirts are actually added to tanks to help protect them versus anti-tank rifles. Really don't have a chance of penetrating a tank's side armour. But with armoured side skirts, the anti-tank rifles effectively did not become very useful against them. There you go, almost got the T-34-6. Puma goes in, and that's another T-34 down there for VonIvan. He's really starting to keep his T-34s operable. Great for Paulie D, less great stuff there for VonIvan. That's the 2nd tank just combusted like that. Puma's definitely paying itself off there for Paulie D and the 7th Panzer to be shown. And as soon as he loses it, he has the resources to go for another one. But it's definitely disrupting VonIvan's strategy here, match-wise strategy of just getting up a lot of tanks. Paulie D, they're committing to another set of Obersoldaten. Kicking the Puma here. The anti-tank rifles doing some nice damage. Infantry pinned down here with MG34. That's definitely paying off for VonIvan that he stole it. And there you go, truck moving up. I think that is a rally point there. Paulie realising where it's going and sends it back. Panther 4 taking some damage, got down to half health. Theoretically, we get enough anti-tank rifles pointed on. Maybe the T-34-6 now he could actually take out the Panther 4, which would certainly vex Paulie D quite a bit there. It'd certainly be helpful for VonIvan. He can get rid of that damn tank. Trying to hit the conscript steel pioneers on the watch here. MG34 setting up T-34-6 as well there. Doing as much damage as can to the Panther 4 to maybe allow the Panther 4 to have or T-34-6 to have an increased chance of just finishing off the damn thing. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Probably they're setting up the Battle Group headquarters. Troops in reinforcing. Orbiting there, routed by the T-34-6. Okay, now using the eastern point. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Decides not to pursue in here to finish off the Panther 4. He's likely worried about the Puma because we just blindly charge in and say hits a mine. That T-34 is toast, and that would just be a waste of tanks. So the move here, but for now, makes a lot of sense tactically and strategically. Basically, prioritize again, keeping the T-34 alive and minimize the chance of the Puma ruining it. quick hit there. And again, the Puma's going... Oh, he's ramming it! Oh, that's actually a clever way to sort of try and minimize the Puma's advantage. Though, of course, once the T-34-6 runs out of steam there in front of the Puma, it's kind of stuck. But I can sort of see the logic. It allows the T-34-6 to better keep pace with the Puma. But obviously, he's not without risks. Bit risky what he's doing. And the tank rifling up. They could risk losing the T-34-6 again. Its engine is still overheated. Orbison trying to get a contact from the other side. And there you go. Panther's going to move in here. Another T-34 down here for VonIvan. Another... Trying to take out that Panther 4. Hoping to punish Paulie D there for extending it. Retreat. T-34-6 now have a small chance of getting away there, but I would have to describe it as being very small. Almost infinitely small, but it does sort of exist. Maybe sort of in fairy tales. The tail of the T-34 with a tiny sliver of health that VonIvan almost threw away. It's right up there with Grimm's and Hans Christian Andersen. And it actually turns out to be true for once. Wow. That's kind of impressive. He actually managed to sort of save the tank he almost threw away. That's kind of impressive. Fixing up the Puma there, halfway to Veterinary Fleet. Panther 4 heading backwards. Nothing to really help deal with it. Meanwhile, VonIvan seizing most of the map here. Very good. Need to fix up that T-34-6 pretty badly. And now VonIvan might actually have a chance to get more than one T-34-6 at the same time. You also take the Overslone squad in the meanwhile. Not bad. Paulie D, though, is slowly getting towards the King Tiger here. The Tiger 2. Though we're still looking at... Nope, goes for another Panther 4. Guess King Tiger are not in Paulie D's plans here. Aggressive play there with MG-34. Thumbs up to VonIvan. And there you go, VonIvan going for another T-34-76. Puma then takes a few hits of the anti-tank rifles. Panther 4 halfway done. One engineer still I think would be a good investment there for VonIvan. Maybe some mines here and there. But can you bait the Puma into a mine of the Panther 4? I think that'd give VonIvan a much help boost in sort of trying to deal with all of these armor and vehicles. In particular that Puma, since it really is reliant on speed and if it hits a mine, again its speed advantage pretty much evaporates, at which point it tends to be toast. And we're talking burnt toast. Not the good kind of toast. MG-34 needs to get out before Paulie D loses it. There you go, Constant moving in there. Second T-34-76 done. Moving in there with an Oorah. Infantry suppressed to pin down. Second Panther 4 moving in. Blasting apart Dyatlov and Petrov there with a good high close around there. MG-34 finally having to retreat here in the face of Paulie D's Panzerwaffe. For now, they still remain to control most of the map. The victory points while still is behind Paulie D and the 7th Panzer Division. The Ghost Division is also known as. Panther goes safe for the T-34-6. Shoots. And both miss, actually. Both miss. Consequently, back the Puma here, closing in Veterinary Fleet. T-34 being routed by the Panther 4. The T-34-6 is slowly getting there for VonIvan, but it is nonetheless slowly. Dueling out here between the T-34-6 and the Panther 4, and the Panther 4 is actually flying the Puma, was getting the T-34-6. A few free shots, though. Nothing sufficient, I think, to win that one. The Panther 4 gains Veterans 1. Very good there for Paulie D. VonIvan might want to bring up other Nation 6 and actually far to back up the T-34-6s with all these Panther 4s. I think that'd give VonIvan some much needed punch here. So that would be, I think, an idea to consider for Mr. VonIvan. We got more Orbis on there for Paulie D. More Obersoldaten for Deutschland. 17 kills here on the mighty Panzerkampfwagen Ausführung Jod, and a dead ration stuck in the treads. Heinz, shouldn't we remove this guy? But the worst can happen. Good hit from the Panther 4, 19 kills. We got one anti-tank bombing run also lined up here. T-34 starting a unit in the east, isolated on their own. Got the Puma rushing in here. Panther 4 being whittled down by all the anti-tank rifles, trooping up the other side. Orbis on the end, they're holding the line, he's attempting to sort of stall there, a flank assault there for VonIvan. Landing a decent hit, they're very close to Veterinary 2. T-34 number 2 also being repaired there for VonIvan and Deutschland. Academy reveals its sneakily prepared position there and quickly does a lot of damage. There you go. Panthro goes for the blitz here on the T-34-6. And VonIvan, oh, right into the Puma. He rams the Panther 4. The sun's going to go down in the blaze of glory, allowing the counter getting close enough here to pelt it with anti-tank grenades. Doing some heavy damage there. In theory, we'd actually take out the Panther 4 here. We got satchel charges as well. Oh, on the Jaegers. Drawing away attention here from the Panther 4, and the counter trying to take it out here. Can he do enough damage? Puma hammering away there. Counter being slowly blitzed out there. Trying to murder the Pioneers, repairing the Panther 4 there as well. T-34 is going to try and go for that finishing blow there in the Panther 4. Another unit wiped out of VonIvan. Shot bounces off the Panther 4's 80mm of non-sloped armor. And there goes Canada back with the T-34-6. It's not going to make it out of this time, I think. Yep, this time it does go down. Panther 4 blitzing it. Veteran 3 Puma escapes through a cloud of smoke as it seeks to evade VonIvan's hunters. Now it's the Panther 4 instead that gets pelted with anti-tank grenades, pushing him down to less than half health, but can he finish it off there? We got Puma zooming in, the other Panther 4 hauling ass out of there. Puma providing covering fire for the Panther 4. Continuing up in pursuit, the MD-34 murdering the Obersoldaten. Panther 4's main gun is out, now the T-34 is away there for VonIvan. He's almost got the Panther 4 there. Can he get it? Puma moves in there, but could risk getting pelted with anti-tank rifle grenades. Conscripts all riding ahead here. Infantry moving up to cover up. The Panther 4 being repaired. Can he finish off the Panther 4? He's so close. He's so close. Conscripts all back wiped out. Puma pops the smoke screen, saving both Panther 4s. We got 359 versus 219. Saddle charge off. The Jaegers could go down. No, they didn't. But he did get the Panther 4. He did get the Panther 4. A minor blow there to Paul E.D. A small win there for VonIvan, though he's looking like he's going to lose those conscripts, whether he likes it or not. Incendiary armor-piercing rounds, though, begins hosing the Puma with hot armor-piercing firepower there. Loses the conscript and several members of the machine gun crew, but almost gets the Puma. No, he gets away. So close, though. So close. 350 versus 219. An intense matchup here. There's some unorthodox tactics from VonIvan and strategies, but that's rather VonIvan's thing, but they are panning out so far, although at a rather high cost at times. He's short on infantry though and will need more, in particular since Paulides holding in more elite infantry, and he really should consider, you know, against some assault guns and tank destroyers besides just more tanks. Charging ahead here, going straight to the base, gets the Puma though, he finally gets the Puma! Loses the T-34-6, but considering the amount of harm the Puma cost him, how many T-34-6s it had a hand in destroying, it's not necessarily too bad there for VonIvan. Oh, he's going to pop a satchel charge in the Panther 4. Oh, he's going to try and get away. Can he get away? Yeah, probably. Close one there, though. Close one. The MU-34 needs to go. We got Orbison moving in there on the flank of the MU-34, and they're going to, I think, murder that crew. It's not going to make it back home to Moscow or Sevastopol or wherever it's going to go. The only place this going now is hell. Another T-34 looks away there for VonIvan. He is taking staggering casualties now. He's down to just 17 points. That's the 59 population points of Paul A.D. He is in dire straits.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Yeah, just moving about there. So VonIvan has been able to take out a lot of key units there for Paul E.D., but the problem is he paid an extreme price. There you go. Blend cover grenade against the penal troopers. Good work there. T-34-6 almost done there. He ends up routing the Obersoldaten. He doesn't care about the blend Kerber. Well, I'm sure his men does, but obviously VonIvan cares not one jot. MD-34 the crew here by Paul E.D.'s plucky Volksgrenadiers. Push for the cuff on there. T-34 coming in. Obersoldaten, while Ober are not that Ober to withstand the T-34-6. Panther 4, they're falling back, closing in actually 3 there for Paul E.D. and the 7th Panzer Division. Pushing for the Western Cemetery, got the T-34 win there, 2 kills. Panther 4 moving up, closing in eventually 3 there for Paul E.D. Shot bounced off the side armour. Jaeger's hiding out, and Conscript coming back here for some healing and reinforcement, primarily both. He's almost being obliterated here by the Panther 4, laying down some very accurate fire there. T-34-6 tries to snipe it through the ruins, but sadly the shot goes astray. Now the T-34-6 for VonIvan and the Red Army, the 13th Tank Corps. Bit of quiet here. It looks like Paulie's preparing for another march here with his Panzer and some limited support for it. Both rebels on the way together. There could maybe be a chance for the T-34 to do some heavy damage to them, or in this case go for the Jaegers trying to hit the cemetery fuel point and be routed. You can somehow ambush the Panther 4 damage the Indian. He could have a chance taking out with the anti-tank bombing run, though. At this point, it's starting to look like a King Tiger from Paulie, so the anti-tank bombing run is probably best preserved to deal with that. But then again, if you can take out the Panther 4 fast and just cut off a lot of Paulie's resources with the tanks gone, he might be able to delay the King Tiger much and heavily. Either way, T-34's moving out there, and he's actually not far off from another T-34-6. At this point, VonIvan sort of heading the stage, we can sort of just begin snowballing the T-34-6 heavily. And there it goes, going to go for it, it's going to ram it. Oh, not really a great idea to try and ram it around a corner, though. Not really a great idea to try and ram something around a corner. Panther 4, they've actually fought. Okay, we've cleared out. Careful there for VonIvan. 4-6. I don't know what to say, careful in Russian. Going like Kevin, that would be helpful for VonIvan. There you go. Orbs moving up the flank. There's going to get the T-34 to plug that one up. But again, he's not far off from another one. He's got a lot of munitions. And there goes up Paul. He's not going for the King Tiger after all. He's coming to another Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung Jod, the last model of Panzer 4 before the war ended. Was a much simplified version of the Panzer 4 that sort of made it a little easier and faster to produce, plus of course cheaper. They did omit a few things, including, for example, they had to cut away the turret generator, so it was actually hand cranked, because the resources required to create those generators were apparently rather rare at that point. But they did increase the fuel tank to sort of give it more range. So obviously at that point they were having severe fuel shortages, so not really like it made a big difference there. There's some fun details there, and overall, late war they're actually looking to simplify a lot of production designs. I think also the 250.5 Tech, for example, had some go at that as well. T-34 is almost done there for VonIvan. So there you go, almost Ace Panther on the move here for Paulie D. Much more accurate there, Veteran 4. Of course, the Veteran 5 is also quite accurate on the move. There we go, they're getting stuck up here. Anti-tank grenades going off. Could try and call in then anti-tank bomber, and that's exactly what it's doing here. If Paulie D isn't paying attention, they could end up lost, and he also makes the wrong call here. Oh, Scheiße! Panzer 4 made it, just barely though. Barely. Lost the anti-tank counter squad. VonIvan is just down to a few units here versus Paulie D now. Going in there with the Panzer 4, not entirely sure what he's hoping to do with that. Now moving in to crush a lot of German infantry there. Oh dear, that's happening, it's actually happening. Oberstleutnant Jäger's been crushed, the T-34 moving in there. Shot almost taken up, not quite enough here. VonIvan is short now pretty much everything. Panzer 4 there being repaired. Need to be careful not to extend the T-34 versus Paulie D's Panzer 4. But Kedem setting up here. Shot bounced. That is pretty damn lucky. And there you go. More troops being crushed by the T-34-6. Folks with arms being annihilated. Machine gun crew being hosed down. Panzer 4 goes down. Oh, Scheiße, the T-34-6 gets abandoned. And Paulie, of course, it's about repairing it immediately. VonIvan is in, well, very bad shape. Panzer 4 setting up. We got 3 and 4 on 90 feet. Straight ahead there. And a quick retreat there. T-34 is in Darny repairs, obviously. 300 that's on 90 feet. Few anti-tank rifles might help here. That or hoping to somehow land a satchel charge. I mean, the thing is, if a tank drives over a satchel charge, it accesses off the satchel charge. So theoretically, try and do that, but obviously it's going to be really tricky to pull off. There we go, it's going for anti-tank rifles now. mine could go off, in which case he could try and time this with an anti-tank bombing run. Another T-54-6, there you go, anti-tank bombing run on the way there. And he's basically doing now is forcing the Panther to have the move hit, maybe, or just into the... No, never mind, he quickly veers away there, good move. Close one there, oh! Still gets a few hits there, half dead. T-54-6 tank getting repaired, anti-tank rifle ready. Opening up the Panther 4's re-armor. We could see the Panther 4 actually go down. And he gets the Panther 4. So now they both have one T-54 except confirmation there's another one. Oh dear. This match is kinda bonkers. So there we go. German T-54 mobilized for the 7th Panzer Division. Panther 4 to follow up. Yeah, surprised they hadn't gone for a single Panther at this point, since they are a little less vulnerable to all the anti-tank rifles than all T-54-6s. We got 298 versus 169 here. More contact on the way there for VonIvan. Orbs now being caught laying down booby traps. Quick route there. Charging west was there with his tanks and his infantry. Need to reclaim the cemetery and the victory points in the centre and the west. The eastern, of course, being defended there by Paul D. schwer punted quarters. Orbs are rapidly retreating in the face of VonIvan's armoured storm. But of course, he's about to have one of his own. And there you go, T-54 versus T-34 from the 6s. Both miss or bounce. Shot bounces. Hits, but misses as well. Panther almost done there. Gets a few kills there. Engineers in the centre being pushed back here. Got another sector watch ready here for Paul E.D. Sturm Pony's being routed by the T-34 from 6. The one is half over from there. Goes sector watch called in here by Paul E.D. as he charges in with tanks to pursue the T-34 from 6s. About to lose one T-34 6 penal tools running up there. He's going to need anti-tank infantry to block up here. T-54, Panther 4 charging ahead here. Retreating the anti-tank penal troopers. Charging him with his armor. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And this time, for now, doesn't have any more mines inside the base to catch up the tanks for the might want to consider. There we go. Flank hit on the T-54 and 6 troops being suppressed here. Panther 4 goes ahead there. Anti-tank's hard charge going to go off there. Panther 4 blows up all of his troops. All the penal troopers are dead. T-54 flanking the Panther 4 is stunned, like the rest of us are. Main gun out on the Panther 4. Anti-tank rifle secure. Panther 4 abandoned within VonIvan space. T-54 down. More engineers on the to repair the tank. He's down at 101 though, as Paulie D's 298. Paulie can soon go for a tank, but if I now get that Panther operational fast, he's still going to have a tank advantage over Paulie D. Somehow he's going to have to hold on in terms of victory points until that happens. That's going to be a problem. He's down to 98, and soon Paulie D will have all 3 victory points. Hard work, they're fixing up the Panther 4. Hard work fixing it up. Season Eastern Pawnee with MG34. More engineers on the way there for VonIvan. Main gun ready, engine almost good to go as well there. We got 85 versus 298. Looks like he's setting up for a Panther this time around. Now for now he's going to have to strike hard. Okay, enough going these and engines there with the MG34. Panther 4 charging ahead here. 73 points, falling back immediately. Not exactly looking great here for VonIvan. Conservatives Orzobos Soldaten en masse, and of course the Jaegers. They're about to get wiped out. There we go. 64 versus 298. Panther on the way for Paul D. Finally had enough, and he's going to go for that Panzerkampfwagen 5 into caught here by the T-54 6 and routed. Shots fired. Using the T-54 to seize points. Very good. 49 points left. 46. 43. More infantry all the way for VonIvan. 37. Panther almost down there for Paul ED. 35. 33. Panther 1 to 5 from the Academy due to the flares they're going off. 31, 29. There we go. 29, 28. Hold to the bleed for now. Panther almost down there for Paul ED, and there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 5. Gefechtsbereit. In service of the 7th Panzerdivision. Units being suppressed to the ground at the centre victory point. Orbs are moving up. The Jaegers as well there. And units about to get annihilated. Moving up, the tanks up defend here. Bringing in the infantry charge of the infantry, clear them out. Panther moving up. We got anti-tank Overwatch in there. The sector assault, not anti-tank Overwatch, but you get the idea. Great hit from the T-34 on the Panther. Panther will take a headshot from the Stuka Kanonenvogel. One hit there on the Panther, but the T-34 is in a bad state and there's no anti-tank to support this time around. This is likely GG now for VonIvan, despite, I would say, some valiant efforts. T-34 getting into 2, Panther actually half out, but the T-34 finally bites the dust, and that Panther 4 is not going to do much better there. Troops being pinned inside of VonIvan's base. 26 points left. Beginning is routed by the Panther. Conscript's almost done, fixing up the Panther 4. $18 points, 16, 14, 11. I mean, at this point, VonIvan's pretty much just dead in the water. There we go, GG, game over. Loss of VonIvan, a victory for Paul D. A rather explosive match in a lot of ways. A lot of back and forth there. Overall, I mean, one of the things that just helped Paul D really win is just the aggressive field harassment. VonIvan just struggled to sort of do the same to Paul D, ensuring Paul D just had more resources. And basically, that VonIvan just really struggled to build up this sort of critical mass of tanks needed use of the T-34s and 6, plus that Puma, which just kept nailing off the few T-34s he had, also made it harder. So there are really a lot of issues there for VonIvan. I think you should decide take or back take there for the support company. Brought up some field guns, maybe some maxims. That way I think could have a better chance of pushing back against Paul AD. So there are some things there and some food for thought. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell a family. Don't tell your enemies. And of course, remember to press the bell button as well. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.